Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from RazorEmporium.com coming at you today for another shave review video. We are looking at the brand new Blackland Osprey adjustable safety razor. Let's get started. I lathered up today with Razor Emporium's Nordic from our small batch series, our newest offering for the fall time. Honestly, it's now becoming my favorite scent that we do. Same vegan formula from all the other Razor Emporium soap. Lathers like a dream. Speaking of dreams, Blackland Razors has been on the scene for 8 years at least, I think 2015 or so. They have been known for three-piece razors. Their most famous razor, I think, is their Blackbird. And they have recently made a lot of attention and news and hoopla in the shaving world with a brand new adjustable razor. And so obviously this caught my eye. Shane is the owner. Shane did a great series of YouTube videos showing kind of the developmental stages of this. I thought that was super awesome and transparent, kind of showing what goes into designing a razor. And now the razor's come to market, and this is called the Blackland Osprey. And Osprey is the name of a helicopter that can vertically take off, kind of like how the Blackbird's the name of a supersonic plane, right? So he likes planes. Now this is the only other American-made adjustable razor. Right now, I've been able to hold that title with Rex, with the ambassador and the consul as American-made adjustable razors. Now he is joining that elite group. I don't know of another that are made in USA that are mechanically adjustable. Okay, so let's talk about it. This is 105 grams. It has a really unique design with this little brass insert, and you can take that brass insert out with a slot head screwdriver through here, and you can unscrew this. And without that little counterweight, it's 88 grams. This is 82 millimeter handle without the knob, and with the knob, it's 90 millimeters. For me, a balance point is around there. This razor is made of 303 stainless steel. Have not used this before, just got it in. So I just threw a blade on, real easy to load a blade, and now I'm gonna turn the handle. Now, I'm gonna start at the bottom, meaning I'm gonna have the guard all the way closed, and we're gonna just work our way up. So we're gonna see how it shaves throughout its entire range. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so setting one, nothing. No shaving, no hair was in that shaving cream now, just now. So one is actually not shaving anything. So that is a setting that is not doing anything. We're gonna move it up to 2. Extremely little. There's a total of 9 settings. I'm gonna skip because I don't want to go one at a time. We're gonna go halfway up. We're gonna go to 4.5. If I'm at this low and I'm not really getting anything, we're gonna go to 4.5. Now you notice I have to turn this knob to adjust it and then tighten it back down. We'll talk about that when we're done. I'm finally getting some hair to shave. It's decently close. Again, I have not used this before. You're seeing in real time my real reactions, and I'm trying to be unbiased. I know that obviously there's some bias because I have a competitive product, but I'm really trying to be honest with you guys because I do respect Shane a lot. I do think he has a cool company, does a lot of great stuff with our community. I'm gonna go up even higher. We're gonna go to like 7, just because I felt some drag there and not a whole lot of stubble removal. That's more like a razor I would use. Maybe too much blade feel though. Definitely blade feel. I'm gonna back it down to, we'll say 6. That's getting more something I like. Not the closest though. I'll be really straight. It does have a weird drag sensation. And the other one, I'm gonna go. I'll try to cut in the middle. We'll go 6.5. Now I did notice that, and we'll talk more about this at the end. I want to really kind of dive into it. It doesn't have much of a polish at all. It looks like it's really just a machine finish, meaning, you know, if you have a good CNC shop, which I'm sure he does, I think he's manufactured in San Diego, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's taken off a good amount of stubble. I have 3 days of growth here too, so it's not like we're just going with 1 day's growth and that's all we have to go through. This has got its work cut out for us. He's got a good machine shop for sure. And a good shop should have a quality of product that has a decent machine finish to it, meaning like the parts shouldn't be like wildly off. They should be really close tolerances to what you want, obviously, right on. And if they're using good tooling, you should have a pretty nice finish. I can't speak to what he does. I from what I've read, I think it is what it is. I think he does offer a polished finish, but it's obviously more that's same as us. But we at Rex, we kind of do a lot of steps, even with it as is. The machine finish isn't good enough for the Rex products. We do tumbling and brush finishing and sandblasting. Yeah, I'm just having a lot of feel of blade and drag. I'm really going to try to put a ton of kind of soppy lather here to really combat that. So, you know, you can change the consistency of your lather for more of what you want. I'm going to go super soppy, kind of wet lather, almost dripping lather to try to give as much possible hydration. I'm going to go down to 5. Especially for my neck here, this is not feeling great. I'm going to throw some more of this real wet lather right here. It's a beautiful razor, but I am going to phone a friend. I'm sorry to do this. I am going to take this exact same blade out, and yes, I'm handling it by the edge. I'm living on the edge here, and I am phoning an old friend called the Fat Boy. I'll take its old blade out, throw this exact same blade in, and I'm going to finish this shave up because it's night and day, guys. See how quickly I can move that around and it's just smooth? And yeah, it's been refinished. In fact, watch this. I'm not going to even re-lather. I'm going to take whatever's left in my goatee and some moisture and just make a lather just like that. Look at the difference. You can hear it. We're going to call it there. This is not a good shave. I'm going to have irritation from this. I can already see it. Again, not trying to be hard on Shane. I really like Blackland. In fact, up until recently, we were carrying Blackland razors in our store. Shane no longer has a wholesale program, so vendors outside of him can't have his product. I understand it's pricing constraint he may have with his manufacturing costs. You have to make room for your retailers, and that's a considerable margin. Finish up with some splash, and hopefully that helps. I may have to even grab a balm, throw over this. 3 days of growth, maybe it was too much for this razor to attack. You know, I always say the caveat that shaving on set is never fun. I didn't just take a shower. Maybe my results would be better if I took a shower. But my honest feedback is the razor drags. And I know that some people have accused the Rex razors of dragging, but this is a different level of drag. It didn't seem to matter where I moved it. It was either not doing anything really and dragging, or it was felt too much blade and dragging. I'm going to point out a couple of things here. In today's economy, $350 is a lot of money to ask a customer to spend on a razor. And I know that even Shane has said that, you know, expensive razors are not the future of wet shaving. But if someone does spend that kind of Ferrari money, you know, there's a lot of machine marks. This entire top cap, I can see it was made with a end mill, which is a little ball bit. Looks like a little ball that's sharp, and it goes across and makes rows. And you can see all of those rows. I know how easy this is to remove because we do it. We actually do a different process. I won't disclose because it's kind of a trade secret, but we actually, I can say this because it's not hard. We take a cap like this and we have a machine in our shop, not the machine shop, but the Razor Emporium workshop, and it's got a big belt on it, and it's like a Scotch-Brite pad, and we literally go zip, 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 and in 5 seconds, that has a nice brushed finish that looks like a stainless steel appliance, like a nice refrigerator or microwave, that a nice brush kind of grain finish. That'll happen instantly with this. That is so easy to fix. It's beautifully machined in the sense that I can see that there was a lot of care and attention, but to me, it doesn't look finished. And at this price point, I think customers expect finish. The other thing I noticed when I took this apart when we first got it in, and also today, if you take this blade cap off and you take it apart to load your blade, this adjustment tray, I'll open it all the way up so it has the most amount of play. This adjustment plate has all this play to it. It's like a seesaw. And I don't understand. I know he uses a special wave spring, it's called. And it's a kind of a helix, double helix spring to perform the actual adjustment. But this play, this chatter, to me, it may not affect the shave, but it doesn't at all. Once you put this cap on, you know, it's significantly improved. I'll do that again, significantly improved. And then once you have the support from the bottom handle actually going up and snugging, it's rock solid. That doesn't affect the shave, but for me, it's just a weird little thing that I think he could have fixed mechanically with a little bit different design. And I'm not ragging on him. These are just me trying to be honest. I know it's hard. I had to put on the Razor Emporium retailer cap and the shave review guy, but then I also put on the Rex designer. And so I'm trying to be really honest and open because that's how I've built this audience. You guys watching, you guys expect me to be honest, and I'm being honest here. To me, if someone spends $350, they shouldn't have any chatter of movement. It should be like rock solid. It should feel quality. It's like when I always say, you get the BMW or the Ferrari and you slam the door. There's a different sound than my Ford truck when I slam the door. My Ford truck sounds decent, but when you slam a BMW door, there's a different sound you hear, and people pay for that. Other thing I don't like is the goofiness of having to adjust by loosening. So you have to loosen this and then turn and then lock it back down. And I know why he did that. And I know what other people have said, that you have to do that on Gillettes. You do not have to do that on Gillettes. It's nice for the longevity of some of the mechanics, but it's not necessary. Ready? Here we go. We're gonna lock the blade down. I'm gonna tighten it to quarter turn, and I can adjust. There you go, you heard it click and adjust. Now obviously by loosening it, it adjusts easier, and that's why I say you don't have to. Because when you have this mechanism, you're pulling down and you're kind of putting more pressure and compressing everything, but it is meant to adjust, and the proof of that is if you take this little service plate, as people call it, off, there's a spring down there, and that spring is actually what you're working against because you're changing the distance of the center rod from bigger or smaller when you're adjusting because you're making it more open or less open blade gap. And so you have to take that slack up with a spring, and that's why there's a spring down here. And so when you don't loosen it, you're fighting not only the spring, but you're also fighting the clamping mechanism. So you don't have to on these, but it's better too. On this, you have to. There's absolutely no adjusting it without that. And for me, I think it could have been solved with a little bit more engineering. And it's totally possible. And proof of that is the Gibbs style razor, the Ambassador, the Yates, you know, all these other descendants of Gibbs. That's what we are. We're descendants of Gibbs. But you know, let's talk some other positives, because I don't want to just hark. I think it's super cool that there's this handle with an insert. It changes it from 105 to 88, so it takes out, what is that, 13 or so grams. It changes it. That's cool. No one's ever done that. Hats off to Shane to have an adjustable handle with an adjustable razor. That's really cool. It looks gorgeous. Dang, that thing on the counter looks amazing. I'm feeling my shave. I mean, I went over with the Fat Boy, but I mean, my neck is pretty red down here, guys, and it's not happy. I can feel it. I'm gonna pay for this one. It's beautiful, but this thing drags. I don't think it has anything to do with polish. I don't think if he would have polished this, it would have been better. This is geometry. I can feel that it's geometry because it wasn't really changing a whole lot, no matter if I move the setting around. I think it's how flat the blade's laying, maybe how wide this guard is, the angle that's put on this guard here. I've used other Blackland razors and I did like them. I used his Blackbird before and it was nice. I think I even used a Sabre in the past. So I'm not like harking on Blackland in general. I think they make great razors, but this may just need a little bit of tweaking to really be more widely received. Let's just say that. I don't know how it's done so far. I think I saw that they sold out. And you know, we had to do the same thing. When the Ambassador first came out, there was the very first M3 day code was too mild, people said. We kind of went too far with M4. We only made like 100 of the M4, and people said, wow, way too aggressive. And then we brought it down, and you know, 2018, about midway through, we really found our stride with where to, you know, put the geometry, and we've never changed it since. And people that had older models, we've had to replace them for people, and anyone who does, if they have an issue, I've offered replacements and stuff. So I know this is a long rant, but with a razor like this, that's kind of, again, really knocking on the door of a category that to me is a really kind of like pretty big accomplishment. It's got to bring a lot to the table. So hats off to Shane for coming up with a unique design and not kind of being a descendant of anything. But I think it may just need a little bit of tweaking, and with the Generation 2, and maybe he'll nail it. And if he does, hats off to Shane. That's awesome. That's great. I think it's really cool, the kind of cage look. It's all open down here. You know, lather was getting, it seemed to not care about how much lather was there, which is cool too. I like that you could just keep on shaving. It's beautifully packaged. You know, he always does a nice job with the packaging. But ultimately, these are shaving devices, right? We're here for shaving. I'd say up against a Classic, I would honestly prefer that Classic over that. I bought this with my own money. No one gave this to me. No one sent it to me, certainly for a review. That's my money spent on it. But anywho, that's all I have. I hope today's video doesn't ruffle any feathers. I try to call balls and strikes. I say it like it is, and if you don't like it, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me my razor sucks. Tell me in the comments below. Regardless, if you leave a comment, you are entered in to win this, the official Razor Emporium Black and Blue t-shirt. That's all I got today. We had a shave with Nordic, Razor Emporium shave brush, finished off with some Nordic Splash, and some Perma-Sharp Russian blades. Get them while they last, guys. That's all I got. We will see you next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving. Thanks, guys.